Greetings! So today on Odin Writes Shit, I'm going to be doing something a little bit more different, sort of. This is going to be more an Inky Revisits. A lot of the inks that I test out are more of like first impressions, and I don't really get into depth into a lot of the inky stuff, so this is going to be like a rapid fire kind of observations that I have made on my usage of pens and inks, and basically it's because I don't write as much as I used to anymore, because I don't really have a job, much less any other requirements. Everything I do is digitally, so I just mess around with calligraphy, and I like collecting the rainbows and stuff like that. So whenever I have an observation down, I write it, and when there's enough to fill a video, I will do a video on it. So I originally started to want to do these every month, but I can't do it every month. So I have an assortment of bitching to do. It's gonna be bitching and ooh, shiny cool thing that I've noticed. So yeah, let's just get ready with my list. First observation, and I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be very dumb for pointing this out, but my oblique pops out! Look at this! Look at it! That's pretty cool. I think it's for repositioning or something. I don't know, I'm not really too sure as to what this is for. It took me by surprise as I was trying to pull the nib out, and this came out with it, so I'm like, fuck! So, I'm not too sure what it's for. So, if anybody could enlighten me, that would be totally cool in the comments down below. So yes. So, another thing I wanted to revisit was these Blackstone Barrister inks. A pen pal has informed me that they had a lot better time with the waterproofness of this thing, so I have... so the theory was that the dip pens that I was using was a little too juicy, it just spilled everywhere, not giving it much of a chance, so I have these in a less juicy couple of fine point pens, and we're gonna go try that out. Alright, so I've got black in my little Nox Plato thing, so let's just try to get it working. There we go. And the blue. Come on. And we will give that a minute or two to dry, I think. Or we'll just rub on it until it is dry. That works too. Good job, Odin. Alright, so here we go. Well, it's better. Still not what I'd call waterproof. Yeah. I don't know. No, there's still a lot more transfer than I am comfortable with, I don't think. Yeah. As you can tell, those were not very juicy pens either, so I don't think I would be calling it that one. No. And I have been obsessing over my Twisty Eco because it's a really damn good pen, and I really am just amused by the price of this thing. It's really awesome. One thing I've also found, cleaning this bitch is so fucking easy. Oh my god, everything pulls apart, like the whole freaking thing pulls apart, the feet pulls apart, water just goes through, and that's great. But unfortunately you can't fill it. Like, if you put the feed in and tightened everything up here, still had this out, you can't fill it from that end because the vacuum is not there and it'll just pour out. Just FYI, which is probably a very, very, very obvious one, but thought I'd mention it because I didn't know. But yes. This is an awesome pen. If you don't have one, get one. Get 12. This is awesome. I still have my blue lightning in there because I haven't used it up yet. My Antique Crimson has bits in it! I have a love-hate relationship with Chesterfield. They're so cheap, but probably there's a reason for it. I think there's mold growing in this one, because there's like bits and chunks everywhere, and I'm not too pleased because I barely used it. So, yes. Ew. Same thing with Night Sapphire. Everybody probably knows by now how much I don't like Night Sapphire, because it dries way too quickly on the pen. You put it down for like 5 seconds to go do something, I don't know, turn your paper or whatever, it's dry on that nib. already. It's so infuriating. Another observation, which may or may not have been on anybody's mind, or a duh moment, because I was like, can you ink drop this Preppy marker? Yes, you can. There's nothing that appears to not be very leaking on it. I just took a rubber ring from my chainmail collection, slapped it on there, and now I have an ink drop Preppy marker. Not very thrilling. One thing I also found very interesting is that these are pretty damn interchangeable, so you don't have to buy a whole Preppy if you don't want to, which I'm not sure why you wouldn't, because, like, they sell the replacement nibs for markers, in, like, packs of 4 for the same price of one Preppy. So, but, like, this piece is really, really just easy to pick out. It's got the same feed as a regular Preppy. Yep. So you can just interchange them if you wanted to, because, you know, sometimes you want markers, sometimes you want pens. I don't know. I just found that interesting, and also I need to test this one further to see if it works better with shadier inks. I'm using an ink that I'm not too sure about the shading properties of it. I need something really super shady in order to try and test this out fully. So if you've got any recommendations, let me know in the comments down below and I'll see what I can do with one of these, because Toucan, this has got Toucan Aqua in it, which I'm not sure if I've done the video on that yet. I mean, I have it recorded, I just don't know if I posted it yet, so I'll leave it somewhere if it's up. Anyway, the shade on juicier pens, and it's kind of temperamental at times, so I'm not too 100% sure if that's a good ink to test on. So, yes, because right now as I draw with this, it's pretty much a flat color. It doesn't make any shading happen, which is kind of upsetting, but I'll probably play with this. I also want to get like a bunch of these and do that Clairefontaine coloring book that I got a billion years ago at a Jet Pens haul, to see what happens with that, because I think that would be cool. So, yes. Awesome! Preppy is always awesome. Not so awesome. Don't use a pigment ink inside an ink miser. It's just gonna stick everywhere. You can rub it out eventually, it's just gonna take a lot longer to clean up, and it's not fun for anybody, so do not recommend. Also, this Rhodia Foldy Pad, the Foldy Pad is annoying as fuck because I can't write on the other side, and when these things are a lot more expensive that I am comfortable paying with, I want to use both sides, but it's just like you fold it over, and what am I supposed to do? I got like a good centimeter that I can't use, and then I can't really just, like, I don't want to tear it out, because sometimes I just keep this notebook for references, and I recommend spirals over the fold over, because, yeah. Bladder fills are stupid! I don't like them at all, because you can't fill them. I'm the type of person that changes my inks frequently, so unless you have pens that you just, like, this is the Ackerman Park Pop Purple ink pen. Nothing else. You can't change it out because, like, the bladder is stained with this one, and you can't really clean it. You can't get that shit out. And it's even almost as hard to get shit in. So if anybody has any pro tips on how to clean these things, or just what to do to make them not disposable, let me know, because that would be cool. I like bringing up these cutesy pens because they're really pretty awesome, and probably because these have steel nibs or some other higher, harder metal with this, these can take a pretty significant beating, but they do dry up pretty quickly. You can really hammer it to get that ink flow down, but I still wouldn't recommend leaving it uncapped for an extended period of time because it's going to dry up. It just saves you some time, but these are sturdy. I like them. I highly suggest you check them out because they are delightful. Okay, and another dumb thing that I thought of, sort of, is using a ink dropper pipette thing in order to put ink onto your dip pens instead of dipping it so you don't get your ink all the way up here, or have like samples or something that you want to try out in a dip pen and you can't get the dip pen in there all the way, so just put a drop or two right where the hole is, whoosh it around a little bit, flick it and try not to, and right. Whee! And actually with this way I found that I get a bit more traffic. So since I'm empty, I just put another drop in. Go wee. And we can kind of like because of surface tension of liquid, you can put a sizable bead of ink in there and go for quite a long time, as long as you're careful that this part doesn't leak into the nib. But I found that it has quite a significant mileage doing it this way. And you can also kind of watch the little droplet shrink too, which is amusing to me. But we're going. We're still going. So yes, interesting technique that I would recommend you trying instead of dipping. Just because it's different. Yes. So that is it for this inky bitching for now. Maybe I'll find some more interesting things in my inky adventures. If there's any little inky hacks, pen hacks, anything that you want other people to know, leave them down in the comments below, because I'm sure everybody will want to know what's awesome and what's not so awesome. So, yes. But I also want to add that just because I'm bitching about it, this shouldn't discourage you from trying things either, because I'm all about trying things and finding it out for myself instead of hearing from word of mouth and blah blah blah. So, I highly recommend you try things for yourself to find out and verify this information, or if you're like, oh, what the fuck are you talking about? So, yes. I'm not always right, I'm a very impatient person, so what doesn't work for me might be completely fine for you. I just wanted to add that out there because I don't want a firestorm in the comments. So yes, that is my adventures. I'm not sure when I'm going to be posting another one of these because, like I said, I don't go through pens and ink that much anymore. I like changing it up a lot, but I don't have the opportunity to do so, so yeah. Anyway, I think that'll do it for this edition of Odin Writes Shit. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Put in your hacky things in the bottom. That would be totally cool. Also, don't forget to check out my Skillshare classes for the jewelry makers of my crowd. Feel free to see some classes. I got some classes. I will leave a promo code down below for some reduction in your subscription because that's always cool. And yes, that'll do it for me. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And of course, if there's anything I need to be trying out right now, feel free to leave me a comment down below. And I will see you next time.